Why would a duchess leave the UK and head to the Middle East, right when headlines about money and reputation start heating up? That's the question surrounding Sarah Ferguson, better known as Fergie. Recent reports claim she's fled to the Middle East in search of wealth and respect. But is this really a dramatic escape, or something far more strategic? For years, Fergie's public image has been complicated. Once the lively, relatable royal who married Prince Andrew, she later became a tabloid fixture. Financial missteps, public controversies, awkward interviews. The British press rarely gave her a break. Then came the storms surrounding Prince Andrew. Allegations and legal controversies shook the royal family's foundation. While Fergie was not implicated in those matters, her close association meant she couldn't fully escape the shadow. And yet she remained publicly supportive. That loyalty earned mixed reactions. Some admired her steadfastness. Others questioned her judgment. Either way, her standing in the UK remained fragile. But abroad? The tone shifts. Reports suggest that in certain Middle Eastern circles, Fergie is still treated with prestige. Titles matter. Royal connections carry influence. And in regions where British royal history still holds symbolic weight, her presence reportedly commands respect. That difference is striking. At home, headlines often highlight past financial struggles. It's no secret Fergie has faced money issues over the years, from business setbacks to controversial deals that drew criticism. She reinvented herself repeatedly. Children's books, historical novels, motivational speaking, brand collaborations. Each move signaling she wasn't ready to fade into obscurity. But rebuilding wealth and reputation inside the UK media machine isn't easy, which is why the Middle East narrative is gaining traction. Some reports claim she's attending high-profile private events, networking with influential figures, and exploring investment opportunities. It's been said that royal status still opens doors in elite international circles, even if domestic opinion is divided. To be clear, much of this remains speculation. No official statement frames her travels as a financial mission. Public appearances have largely centered on charitable and social engagements. But perception shapes headlines. There's also another factor that shifted public sentiment recently: her health battles. Fergie has openly discussed serious medical diagnoses in the past year. Facing major health scares often changes how audiences view a public figure. Suddenly, the tone softened. Criticism gave way to sympathy. Media coverage became more compassionate. And Fergie herself appeared more reflective, speaking about resilience and gratitude. So is this Middle East chapter about money, reputation, recovery, or simply opportunity? Meanwhile, her relationship with Prince Andrew continues to raise eyebrows. Despite their divorce decades ago, they still share a residence and appear publicly cordial. That dynamic fuels constant speculation about loyalty and image management. Some argue staying connected to Andrew complicates her path to independent reinvention. Others believe it reinforces her authenticity. She doesn't abandon family under pressure. The truth likely sits somewhere in between. What's undeniable is Fergie's survival instinct. Few public figures have endured decades of scrutiny, financial controversy, royal drama, and health scares, and still remained visible. Heading to regions where she feels valued could be less about fleeing and more about recalibrating. After all, reputation isn't universal. It shifts depending on audience, culture, and timing. And perhaps that's the most interesting part of this story. While critics frame it as a search for wealth, it may equally be a search for space, distance from relentless domestic headlines. Or maybe it's simply smart networking in a globalized world. The Duchess of York has always been underestimated. If this move is strategic, it wouldn't be the first time she's quietly rewritten her own narrative. Whether this chapter leads to financial resurgence, renewed public standing, or simply a quieter life abroad, one thing is certain: Fergie isn't disappearing. She's repositioning. And the world is watching to see what she builds next.